What's going on, everyone? It is the North Chat, and finally, we are here after a long awaited time, man. I'm your host, Santosh. I'm with my co host, Aiden. Aiden, man, how's it going, bro? How are you?
I'm doing well, bro. How about you?
I'm doing great, bro. We finally got this podcast up
Dude,
and
it's
running, bro.
it's been a long time coming, man.
Long
I've
time
been
coming
waiting a
for
long time.
sure. Long time for sure. But look, bro, before we actually start talking about anything about the Raptors, I just wanna let everyone get to know us a little bit. So I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
gonna do a nice little icebreaker. So the first thing I wanna kinda talk about was like how did you become a Raptors fan and like what are some of your favorite memories that we could just do a couple of them. We don't have to do like five or six, maybe like two or three, just
Yeah,
to see where what you like, how you got into it. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
yes, sir. So I actually became a fan of the NBA in around late 2017, but I wasn't really sure what team I wanted to be a fan of right away. Because as somebody who's grown up in Buffalo, I don't have a local team.
Mm.
So I was actually a huge Steph Curry fan back in the day, and I kind of just rooted for Steph and that crazy Warriors team that everyone wanted to see fall. I was actually a pretty big fan of that team at first.
Yeah, I can't lie,
But
bro.
then,
No, I didn't mean to cut you off, but bro,
oh
that
yeah,
was
you're
that
good.
was that was one of the teams. Honestly, bro, I might have hated them more than I hate the Celtics right now, bro. I'll be so real
Oh,
with you, bro.
absolutely. I mean, I don't blame you. And
Yeah.
I was strictly a big Curry fan. But then as time went on, I started to learn more about the league, and the Raptors being in Toronto, it's about a 2 hour drive from where I live. Um, just I kind of decided that that was going to be my team, and I rode with it. And I like their colors. I love the logo, especially like the old school logo with the Raptor.
Mhm.
Um, and DeMar DeRozan quickly became one of my favorite players. So
Crazy.
I put all that Curry stuff aside, man, and all of a sudden, it's going to sound kind of anticlimactic, but going into that championship year,
Yeah.
uh, that
Mhm.
was my team, and just luckily, my my first year as like a diehard Raptors fan was a really good one.
Yeah, nah, like for me too. Like I know people are gonna see this and be like, "Yo, these guys started watching mad late or whatever." But like for me,
Absolutely.
it was like I was raised in like I was born in Toronto. I moved out from the
Hmm.
city, like in the outer areas. But like that was kind of my story too. Like I started watching basketball very like young, like maybe 2014, 2015.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like when like the year I fully locked in and like actually paid attention was around that 2017, 2018 era as well.
Hmm.
And like it's funny you mentioned DeRozan because one of my favorite moments of like just watching the Raptors. I don't know if you remember this, but it was in MSG around like
Oh yeah.
2018 with DeRozan.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, end of the game. It was like a close game. DeRozan just posting up in the mid range, of course, because that's where
Yep,
DeRozan is.
that's
His
where he
famous mid
thrives.
ranger, and then he just did the nice little fadeaway to seal the game, and then just walked up with that
Yeah,
nice little grin. Oh my God, that was
what
one
a
of my
moment.
favorite moments, bro. That was
Hmm.
an insane moment. What about you, bro? What's like another famous moment that was like your favorite?
Yeah, so I think when I really started to watch the regular season games in the 2018-2019 season, obviously the year we won the championship, um, there were a lot of great moments. That was a great regular season. We had the Kawhi load management thing going,
Oh my
um, and we
God.
still managed to win a ton of games.
Yep.
But for me, man, I would definitely say, again, it's gonna sound anticlimactic. 2019 Game 7 against the Sixers.
Oh my
Just
God, what a
May
game,
May
man.
12th, 2019. I'll never
What a
forget that date.
game, man. Wow. That was four
Um,
days before my birthday, bro.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Best
Early
birthday gift
birthday
ever.
gift for sure.
Yeah, best
Yeah.
birthday gift ever, bro.
And yeah, man, I think just watching those games, I was watching with my dad. I watched like the whole playoffs with my dad.
Yeah.
Um, and just seeing that shot bounce off the rim and go in, I literally went crazy. I think that made me the
Oh,
happiest person alive at the
yeah,
time.
bro.
And then yeah, like even the series after that, the Milwaukee series, we go down
Down
2-0,
two, down two. Yeah.
and that overtime game in game 3, like I just don't think there's going to be, you know, many moments that match the amount of hype that
Yeah.
created for me
Nah,
at the time.
because like as like I know this is not really about like the Raptors, but a lot of the Toronto teams, like when they go far, it's based
Mhm.
off of those miracle runs, bro. Like we just
Yeah,
saw with the Jays where George Springer hit that like crazy home run in Game 7, and
yeah.
and you're talking about the Kawhi shot against the Sixers, like bro, it's just so many like magical moments, especially in the city, but like for Toronto especially, like it's crazy. We have so many too, like you know that the Anunoby one against the Celtics in the bubble,
Oh, yes, sir.
like, and
Yes,
then
sir.
the Lowry one from like half court. But that was like before
Yeah.
I was actually started paying attention. But like still like
Yeah, I mean,
crazy
it's
moments,
it just
bro.
shows you, man. Like
Yeah,
from the days of the Raptors, from the early days of the Raptors to the current days of the
yeah,
Raptors, a lot of miracle moments. You don't love to win in those, those heart attack moments every single time, but
yeah. No,
um
but
man,
but
memories,
another
man.
another moment I wanted to highlight was like I believe it was Game 6 against the Bucks in 2019, where
Yeah.
that Kawhi dunk where Lowry just
Oh
like
yeah.
played it back to Kawhi. Kawhi with the almost like the Statue of Liberty esque dunk, and like
Mhm.
just closing the game out. And I know you're gonna love this transition, but the Raptors were so good at closing games out back then. Like, what's the
Yeah.
issue now? What are we dealing with now that it's just we just can't close out games? Like, what do you think is like the biggest contributor to that, bro?
I don't know, man. Part of me thinks that it has something to do with the coaching and Darko
Mm,
Rajakovic. I
yeah,
mean, but you can't just fully blame the coaching for that. I mean, we've been witnessing this a lot lately, like even before Darko. Right after it feels like right after we won the championship,
yeah,
we have just been unable to close out games, and it's been a long time thing that's been happening for this team. But this year, especially, man, these fourth quarters have been making me want to pull my hair out. Like it's
yeah,
just
100%.
it's crazy. And these last couple games, we we held on.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, bro.
at home against Phoenix, at home against Detroit. Um, you
The,
just
the,
hope to see more of this for the rest of the season. But I don't know. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you what it is. I think a lot of it has to do with our half court offense just
yeah, that's yeah,
not being that amazing. We like to play in transition. We like to create turnovers, um, and get out in transition. But yeah, I mean, once teams start to lock down on you in late game situations, it makes it a lot harder to operate in the clutch. And I think that's been one of many factors. But off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you.
yeah, no, because listen, the way I see it, obviously we're one of the best transition teams in the league. Like that's our specialty, that's our strength. Like on transition, we're a great team.
Yeah,
But when you look at the fourth quarter, right, the way I see it is, if I was gonna put myself into another team's shoes, say for example, the Pistons game, right? The Pistons game, why would you run single coverage when you can just double a guy like Bi? and
yeah,
and and that's been the theme that we've been seeing throughout, like maybe like the past what 2 3 months, like when teams started to figure, because we had a great start to the year. Obviously we had that what 15 16 game run where we like won like what 13 14 games.
oh
Like
yeah,
after that, once teams figure out what you're gonna do, why would they ever like go single coverage when they can send two to Bi and they can send three to Bi and know that he's not gonna give up the ball because nobody's gonna get a good look. So he's just gonna
yeah,
chuck up a shot. And like again, that Detroit game, a big reason why I think we won personally, is because RJ was having such a good game.
yeah.
So if you're
Uh,
Detroit, you can't just send two, three to Bi. You have to send someone on RJ, or else he's gonna kill you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
When our big three, which I would say is Scotty, Bi, and RJ,
the big three, bro.
plays, yeah, you can call it that, right?
Yeah.
When they play well, it's hard to stop this team. And I mean, you need RJ to be more aggressive. You need him to play with sort of an edge and not really panic in the clutch.
Mm.
Um, I saw there was that one. No one's gonna really talk about this because it's kind of a hidden moment in the game. But like later in the fourth, he just drives, and he doesn't settle. He finds some space, steps back, pulls up mid range jumper, and builds our lead.
Yeah.
And those are moments that we really need more of because a lot of the time you'll see a guy like RJ sort of drive inside, um, settle for like a contested look,
Oh,
and it's
oh
just
my
not.
God.
I mean, it's just
So
not
annoying,
gonna
bro.
work for you. It's just not going to work for you. So I think yeah, once they run double coverage on guys like Bi, force them to be a playmaker. It makes it harder for this team to get good looks. I think Bi in those situations needs to actually facilitate better. As
Mm,
like a playmaker.
yeah.
Um, get the best look available. Don't just force up these contested looks because it feels like every game where we collapse in the fourth, we're just settling for some really bad looks.
Yeah. And and again, it's like if we were to look at like the course of the season, the start of the season, RJ was like it was okay. Like the games that we were winning, he was great. He was good to great. Like it was nice having him. But like nobody really valued him until he got hurt that first time in the season. When you see everyone talking about, oh, RJ was so valuable, you guys were hating on him. But then he came back and it was like, okay, he was playing the same way, but then we started losing. So I
Yeah.
think I think majority of it wasn't. It's like I said, it's of course it's on the players, but a lot of it, like you said, I feel like it is on the coaching
Yep.
because there's two things with me because the first one is coaching and the second one is I just think the team needs some continuity. Like the team is young, the team is like really kind of inexperienced because you have guys like Quickly, you have guys like RJ that have they don't have that much like experience playing on really good teams. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
played
for
on
sure.
the Knicks teams that were what, like the 2019, 2020 teams. They
Yeah.
really
Bad to mediocre at
yeah,
best.
and the Knicks got good after those guys left. So, and another thing is like the coaching is like I don't really know how I feel about the coaching because like the way Darko puts the team together is like I don't know if I would change anything at that, but the only thing I would change with the coaching is really just like the mindset that he's instilling in the players because that for me like that might be the only reason that we're losing all of these games.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we hired him from Memphis when he was an assistant, I believe.
Yeah,
Um, and he was looked at more of a player development guy.
yeah,
So he was never really, taken seriously as a head coach before that because
yeah.
this is his first time stepping into the role. Um, you just kind of feel like, you give him some chances. We put a pretty solid team around him this year.
Yeah,
But in these clutch situations, man, you got to see something.
it's
You got
tough.
to see something that makes you change your mind.
Yeah, and then like again, like it's not like I was saying, like it's not fully on him because I remember like one moment that I'll always remember. I forgot what game it was, but like we were down one, we got a steal with like 15 seconds left, and we weren't calling timeout, and Shed
Hmm.
just like bounces it off, like it goes off his knee and goes out of bounds, and like
Hmm.
we were running up the court. So it's just like little stuff like that. It's just like just composure from the younger players is needed, but I feel like if you do continue with this team, you're eventually going to get some better results. Like I think we were what 4-18 before that Pistons game against top 10 teams. So
Yes.
like ultimately, I think some of it is coaching, and then I believe the other part of it is just like the players being young and kind of inexperienced. So I'm not too worried about that, but especially going into the playoffs, like what are your expectations for even making the playoffs, or where do you think we're going to end up in the like the seeding wise?
Yeah. So for the rest of the season, it's really tough to predict because you've got some tough matchups in there, but you also have some of those tanking teams that just
Hmm.
are going to do whatever they can to not win.
Yeah.
So um, it's tough. You expect them to be um, one of those top six seeds just based off what you've seen from them this year.
Yeah.
They've been riding high in the standings pretty much all season. This is the first time they've been, I believe, below the 5 seed since like
Oh, since the
early
start,
November.
probably. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe the start.
it's since like the start of the season.
Yeah, we were
So
like the second seed for like two like 2 weeks almost.
yeah, they
Yeah.
were anywhere from like the 2 to the 4 seed for a
Yeah.
while.
Hmm.
So you expect them to go in as one of those top 6 seeds. You don't want them to come in as a play-in team, just because that one game matchup can be so tough. You
Yeah,
never know
especially
if
for the
it's
Raptors, bro.
yeah for a team that's been kind of struggling in those big moments, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so so yeah, my expectations are they finish with one of those top 6 seeds and if I'm being completely honest with you, I'm more of a realist than an optimist as a fan. Basically, any sports team I'm a fan of. I don't expect this team to win a playoff series just based off kind of what I've
Yo,
seen from them
have some
so
hope,
far.
bro. Have some hope, man.
I want to have and look, I'm not fully given up
Yeah.
on them because there were some tougher moments, there were some rough stretches that as a fan you could have said, it's over. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, that game against the Pelicans, that was
Oh
really
my God,
brutal
that
to watch.
watching, bro, and again, that's another thing. Like the team cohesion just doesn't seem like it's there. Like
Yeah.
2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago when Grady was drafted, we were playing so bad, but you see them making like TikToks, having fun, dancing, and
Oh
like
yeah, for
now it's.
sure.
I mean, they're probably still doing that now, but like if you see a guy on your team that's just getting stared down by one of
Right.
like the worst, like a player on the worst, one of the worst teams in the league by far,
Yeah.
and nobody except one nobody except quickly goes to defend him, just shows like what are we doing here? And
Yeah,
it,
and you
it's
wanna you wanna have that dog in you as a team, right?
you do, but it's really just about like representing who you are as a person. Because after the game, Darko can come out and say, "Hey, we're not gonna do that again. You'll never see that kind of like thing where nobody shows up for the player who's down, type of thing." It's one
Yeah.
thing to say that, but it's another thing for them not to. Like you already didn't do it, which kind of shows me like that's where the coaching lies. Like if a coach instills that mindset that hey, you have to be there for your guys, this is your brother, like you have to defend him no matter what, then at that moment that should have never happened. And that genuinely is a moment that could that like, literally brought shame to me. I felt shame being a Raptors fan at
Mhm.
that moment, and I've never like that's one of the only times I've ever felt like that watching this team. It was just horrible.
Yeah, I mean, not to go too off track here, but one of my favorite moments from Darko in the presser was after that one Lakers game
Oh,
a
the
few
the,
years
the
ago.
free throw, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
where I mean, it was just bad calls all around, pretty much the entire second half of that game,
Yeah.
and seeing him stick up for the team, you want to see more stuff like that, and I feel that this team in some ways they lack an identity,
Yeah.
but you definitely want to see that pick up, and I think getting 2 wins against 2 tough teams these past couple games, I mean, that's definitely a good start.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, back to what you were saying, like expectations for the playoffs and all that. Like I said, I as a realist, I don't expect them just based on the matchups, right? I don't really expect them to have an easy time in any of these matchups in the
Yeah.
first round. You got teams like the Cavs, the Knicks, the Celtics, all these teams that are pretty tough, um, that are likely going to match up with us if we finish in one of those, uh, maybe a 6 seed or like a 5 seed. Of course, it's impossible to predict who the matchup's going to be.
Yeah.
It's still early in that aspect, but
Yeah.
it's just you got these teams that I feel have more of an identity. I feel they
Mm.
have more of a go-to player. Um, and yeah, man. I mean, it's just when you face those better teams, you need to be better in the half court. It can't just be all about playing the transition game, getting deflections, forcing steals, creating fast break opportunities. Um, it has to be more of
Yeah.
a half court offense. You need to have more of an identity in those
Yeah,
situations.
because it really slows down, right? Like in the fourth quarter, you're not gonna have these transition opportunities every other play or every play. It
Yeah,
really slows down, especially in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Like you need set half court offense. You need good plays.
absolutely.
And you need like again, like you said, you need go-to guys, and we have Bi. Of course, we have Brandon Ingram, one of the best closers in the league
Mhm.
on his day, one of the best closers in the league, one of the best mid-range shooters in the league. But other than that, who are you looking at to close games? You have Scotty, who's going to give you that fadeaway mid-range from like 10 feet, 15 feet out. You got RJ, who's just going to drive in, and then in the clutch, they're going to put four guys on you in the paint, and he's just like what I noticed was he just doesn't do a good enough job of playmaking RJ, and just because when you're driving, he draws attention. That's one of the things. That's his strength. He draws attention, but he just
Yes.
doesn't do a good enough job, in my opinion, to kick that ball out. And then, because what you notice from those older teams that were successful is they do their, especially in close games, they drive in, they kick out. You see like three passes in a row, passing it to the corner, then to the left wing, then to the top of the key. Like you see all these passes being made, and you just don't see that as often. When you see that with this team, it's often when we're winning games, and that's what you need. You need like a consistent pattern when you're actually closing games. There's no pattern with this team, which is one of my biggest like issues with it.
Yeah, that's it's like I said earlier.
Yeah.
RJ settling, not being a good enough playmaker in those situations.
Hmm.
Um, you saw it back in that Minnesota Timberwolves game
Oh yeah.
where we blew that big lead. I mean, RJ Barrett just not making the right decisions in the clutch, and that's where you need him to be at his best.
Yep. Yep. And yeah, I'm looking at it right now. First quarter we were down four. Second of that Minnesota game we were down four in the first.
Yeah,
At halftime we were down one. Third quarter we lost 22-15, and that
yeah,
just kills you. We always have these games where the first quarter we do great. Second quarter, say for example, we win the quarter by what, like 10 points in the first. Second quarter we lose by two. Third quarter we lose by maybe three, and all of a sudden it's a 5 point game heading into the fourth. And 5 point game in the NBA today is literally nothing. So it's
exactly.
just like you just lose all the momentum going right there. And
Yeah,
when
they gotta be better offensively, man.
yeah, when one person has a good game on offense, there's literally nobody else that steps up. Like last game was like the first time that I remember that multiple people had like elite games. Like RJ had what? I believe he had like 27, and Brandon Ingram had 34. So it's like when you got two options, even two options makes such a huge difference. Like when it's just not one guy doing everything, you got so many more options that just open up. But speaking of like the playoffs and stuff like that, I wanted to kind of talk about like the games that are coming up. We got the Bulls on the road tomorrow, and we know that's a tough game because we just played
Oh,
them like what
absolutely.
2 3 weeks ago, and we barely
Yeah,
won that game. Won
yeah.
by 9 points. And what do you think? How do you think that game's gonna go?
I'm hoping that they come out with the same intensity they came out with these last two games. I'm
Yeah,
hoping that they don't kind of overlook this matchup and say that they're playing a tanking team because this Chicago team likes to compete.
yeah.
They got some good players on that team. Josh
Sexton,
Giddey,
Sexton's just like I
Colin
remember
Sexton.
that game against the Bulls when we played him a couple weeks ago. That's when he just got traded to them. So
Yes,
he was trying to prove it. He was trying to prove that he's one of the guys. So I
yes,
don't
for
know.
sure.
I'll be honest. I haven't really kept up with the Bulls as much. I don't know if he's still in the rotation as much.
Yeah, I mean,
But
we'll have to see who's playing that
we'll
game.
see. Yeah, for sure. And then some of the games after that, we got the Nuggets on the road, we got the Suns on the road again, and we got the Jazz on the road, which is pretty easy. And then well, hopefully it should be easy.
Hopefully, yeah, it should be.
Yeah, it
You
should be
never know
easy.
with this team.
Yeah, but yeah, so we got those, and then we got the Clippers, and then we got the Pelicans at home again, and then we have the Pistons, and then the Knicks. But like after that, it should be the end of the season. So, like
Yeah.
before we head out, like, do you think there's anything different that the Raptors need to do these last couple of games to bring this momentum forward? Because one last two games against pretty good teams, what can they do to keep this going?
I think this one is, it's not really something that they can control, but Jakob needs to stay healthy.
Oh my
Um,
God, bro.
I mean, like he is the sole reason, in my opinion, that we even won that game yesterday.
Yeah.
Just being a beast on the boards. Um, I think he played a season high in minutes, so that just goes to show you when he's on the court, this team is able to actually keep pace with all these other teams because they're
Yep.
actually getting active on the boards. They're not just getting out rebounded the whole time. We were great on the offensive glass, and I think you're going to need to see a lot of that going forward.
Yeah.
Um, I think Jakob needs to stay on the court. And I guess another thing you could say is um,
I'd say yeah.
play
Yeah, go ahead.
play as a team. And I know that's going to sound cliche, but
Nah,
don't
yeah.
don't just look to get the ball to one guy. Get
Mm,
multiple guys active, literally like we just talked about, right? You
yeah.
want to see a good performance from more than one player.
Yeah.
You don't want to just see Brandon Ingram scoring a ton of points and nobody else really doing anything. You want to get Scotty aggressive in some of those games. When he's a force on offense, he is hard to stop. So, you want to see different guys get active offensively and then
Yeah.
just continue to play with that same pace.
just trusting your teammates, honestly. Like Ingram just chucking up those shots late game. It's just frustrating because you got guys like Shed that are what semi open in the corner, or
Yeah.
Jacoby Walter, or even honestly back, like I know he doesn't play right now, but even Grady Dick, like of course he's missing shots. He's not doing that well. But if he's open late game, just find him, man. Just and like nobody's gonna blame like him or you if he misses that shot. Like at the end of the day, people of course people will blame Grady, but it's a if it's a good shot, then like at the end of the day, you're not going to be as mad as if like Brandon Ingram just shot like a 30 footer with like three guys in his face. So it's
Yeah.
just like trust your teammates, just play together like you said. And yeah, I mean another thing I wanted to kind of bring up before we left was um Scotty, man. Scotty looks so drained, bro. He looks so tired. He
He
looks so
does.
fatigued. It's honestly understandable because like defensively, we're supposed to be known as one of the best defensive teams in the league. That's I feel like in my opinion that should be our identity. But
For
like
sure.
he's just carrying so much weight of others that like it's just draining him. And with the playoffs coming, I feel like it's low-key dangerous because start of the season he was going crazy. And of course he's
Mhm.
gonna have moments on defense where like I know he just had that block on Jalen Green that was crazy.
Yeah.
He had that big block yesterday too, but like just him like the movement around him, it just looks a little bit like he's just tired. So how do you mitigate that? How do you get other guys involved on defense?
Yeah. I was just gonna actually highlight that. I think he's doing um too much almost
Yeah,
defensively.
yeah,
I think this defense as a whole revolves around him.
yeah. Oh, for sure.
Um, I don't think a lot of people notice that, but I mean, I think it's that's another reason why you could add that to his defensive player of the year case, right?
Yeah.
Probably
Is he
not going to
is
win.
he is he your deep boy though? Like, is he your deep boy?
I gotta be biased. I gotta say he's my depoy, right?
I think he is. I mean, who else can get it this year? Because Wemby's he was out for more than 65 games, or
Has
what is it?
Wemby still
Nah,
in the
I think he's
race?
ineligible now because he played less than 65.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't
Um,
going to Wemby, I think it should go to Scotty by all
yeah.
means.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
but
But yeah,
but yeah,
who's your MVP? This is a big one now because
oh my
people are saying
MVP.
Cade. Out me
This
personally,
can go to like a lot of players.
yeah. I mean, I think is Shea still eligible? I know Jokic isn't.
I believe Shea still is.
I don't
It's
know. If okay, in an
just tough,
ideal
man. This
world,
65 game rule makes
in
it pretty
your
tough.
okay, disregard that rule, right? In your ideal
Yeah,
world, we'll go through the awards quickly before we head out.
yeah.
Who's your MVP? Like in your ideal world?
My ideal world, I think it's Cade, man.
Cade? I mean, bro, listen, I'd have to
I
agree.
think it's Cade.
I was gonna go Cade
Yeah, I just
because
think I mean like look at Detroit, man. They're
yeah.
out in front of everybody else.
And you look 2 years ago, they were 2-26.
Yeah.
They were two and twenty
So
six. So yeah, who's your rookie of the year?
rookie of the year, I might not be the most popular pick. I gotta go Con Knipple.
Khan. Wow. I think bro, Khan is he's having a great year, but I just think Cooper Flag is the things he's doing, bro. He put up 49 against Khan.
He did do that. He did do
49
that,
against
but
Khan. Like I know it's like not it's a pretty popular pick,
it's the
Flag,
flashy
but
pick for sure. Yeah,
I think it has to be him, bro.
yeah.
Because
You could
okay,
go either one.
do you think the Hornets would be like way worse without him, or do you think they would be just like how much better do you think he makes the Hornets?
I don't know because I feel like when looking at rookie of the year, for me, it's not like impact on winning as much. I think
Yeah,
rookie
I
of the year,
guess.
if anything, is more of a player award than it is a
Yeah,
team award. Like MVP, there's different factors, right? You got to factor in the team success as well.
yeah,
Um, so for me, I don't know. I think he's definitely a big reason on why they've been as good as they've been this year. Just his shooting alone.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, man. I mean, you remove Cooper Flag from the Mavs, and
Oh yeah,
they look
yeah,
as a franchise, man. He is their saving grace.
yeah. Real quick to end it off, who's your coach of the year, bro? Who's your coach of the year?
Coach of the year. Taking a
I
look
think
at a
for
lot.
me it has to be Pistons, JB Biggerstaff, bro. I
Yeah,
think he
it,
might
it
be
could
one.
definitely be him.
Or they might give it to the Spurs coach, Mitch. I forgot his name.
Is it
Something
Mitch
Mitch.
Johnson?
Mitch Johnson, right? The Spurs coach. Yeah.
Yeah. You could go either one. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, JB Bickerstaff, because the
I don't know. I don't
Pistons
think they'll give
are.
it to Dagnall though, because they gave it to him last year, right?
I
I don't
don't
know if
think
the.
so either. And I think the
Yeah.
Thunder are expected to be as good as they are.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas the Pistons, I mean, I don't think anyone preseason had them as the one seed.
Yeah. Hey man, that was a nice little episode. We'll probably end it off right here just to for time's sake. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be back with new episodes. We're gonna have new guests. We're gonna have very different kind of episodes. We're gonna do more NBA centric stuff. A lot of stuff with the Raptors, of course. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hit that like button and hit subscribe as well. We'll see you guys later.